Good evening, race fans. Welcome into race 10 of 15. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but we are here for the final race of the regular season here with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How we doing tonight?
Would it really be a YJ broadcast if we didn't have some sort of technical issue here or there?
Yeah, the stream title didn't update. We're not streaming a Wreckfest. LSRL is the furthest thing from it. We'll probably have one caution tonight at the stage break. But here for the Toby and Carroll Thrasher Memorial 200 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Oval for 2 laps qualifying to set the field for the 80-lap feature. Stage break lap 30. 70% fuel capacity gives them an estimated fuel run 22 to 25 laps, essentially. Maybe 26, but I heard that 30 would be pretty impossible unless you're really just going around on a Sunday's drive. 5 total tire sets, 1 starter set, 4 in the pits, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers. Let's go ahead and get right into the on-track action as qualifying is underway.
Just had our first lap completed. Quisenberry top of the board.
Immediately beat by Glenn Murphy Jr., making his season debut last race of the regular season. He is part-time, and he is very quick trying to spoil the party.
I think he's having connection issues because he's blinking out for me. Casey Brown now on top of the board.
54.15. 6 times already on the board. A lot more on track. Jonathan Mazzell, let's go on board with him for his second lap. He crosses the yard of bricks, heading off into turn number 1 at nearly 200 miles an hour. Through the short chute of 1 and 2. Loose there off of turn 2 and down the long back straightaway. Drafting going to be hugely important here tonight. It's Mark Whitley to the top of the board, first man into the 53-second bracket, 53.9. Glenn Murphy Jr. unable to improve on his time on his second lap. But he was quickest in practice, currently P5. Mazzella looks like he misses the bottom just a little bit through 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, keep the wheel straight. Try not to scrub off any speed. To the yard of bricks. Mazzella's second lap will be good enough for 54.3. No improvement. He'll stay 6th. Tony Scarbo, can he improve as he comes across the stripe? They're all chasing Mark Whitley with a minute to go. Stays 13th and does a little spin through the grass. William K. Price has been so good. I don't think he'll have enough time to get his lap in. He left it a little bit too late. In that 34 machine, which is disappointing because he is very quick in qualifying trim.
Demian just set a lap. I think he is now P5.
The only, no one else is going to be able to set a lap time. William K. Price will come up just a little bit short. He heads down the back straightaway, and he realizes that he'll pull down to the inside. 22 drivers here tonight for the regular season finale. They'll be chasing Mark Whitley. Let's show you the qualifying results here. The field of 22. 0.06 of a second from Mark Whitley to Randy Arms. Corey Blevins and Casey Brown separated by 1/1000th of a second. Demien, Glenn Murphy Jr., Mazzella all in the mix.
What is wrong with your dog? Shout out to Ryan subscribing for a year. Love to see it. Surprised that we've been doing this for over a year.
All right.
Is
All the way
everything
down.
okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. All the way down to Joseph Miguel, 1.1 seconds separating the 16 that elected to qualify. Let's quickly show you the points as they came in to tonight's regular season finale.
Mr. Whitley, we missed you.
Oh, and voice chat is still on too. All the things went wrong setting up for tonight.
Yeah, I got.
There we go. All right, but these are the point standings as they entered into tonight. We're taking 12 drivers to the playoffs next Tuesday. Mark Whitley, dominating performance. 311 points. Thaxton, 266. Nathaniel Landwehr, 255. And it's a runaway lead for Whitley. But look at that bubble back to the 10th position. Michael DeWalt currently holds that spot, 152 points. Ryan Tiller, 1 point behind for the final transfer spot. Jonathan Mazzella, 149. Kyle Rucci needs a lot of help, 129. Casey Brown. Brunson's not here tonight. Perrin Huggins isn't here. We need a lot of help for those guys further on back. But there is 2 wild cards also up for grabs. Looks like Demien is not firing off the grid there. Not sure what happened, if there was an issue for that 21 car.
He is still stopped.
So that's the points as they came into tonight. And it looks like he's finally firing off now. Looks like he'll have some catching up to do, but looks Michael Davis is probably good. Really, you're looking at 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, maybe 13th.
May have delayed the green.
Not sure what happened to Demien there, but that is the point standings. 2 wildcard spots that are up for grabs are as follows. The driver with the best average finish and the driver with the most participation. In order to be eligible for both of those, you must compete in 75% of the regular season races. But obviously, if you win the most participation award, then you would obviously have that completed no problem. And the best average finish, we'll have to track that once we figure out who gets left out on the bubble. Then we'll start doing some mental math real quick after the conclusion of tonight's race. To be eligible, you need to do, that's 8 races out of 10. 75% of 10. 7.5 races, so we'll I guess you round up in that aspect.
I have a feeling it's going to just kind of slip right onto Ryan Diller and Jonathan Mazzella. They consistently show up. I mean, they're right there fighting to be within the top 10, so they're up there in points. I think it's going to be theirs.
Ooh, we'll see how it goes at the end of 80 laps here tonight.
Did McGilroy actually? He gridded up. He's
All
here.
22, yeah, they're all here. We're ready to go. Picks to win as we get ready to get going here, Art.
Give me Glenn Murphy Jr. on his return.
Give me Mark Whitley. I'm always the Mark Whitley versus the field guy until someone proves that they can beat him. It's going to be Mark Whitley in the catbird seat. But we're getting ready to roll off your 80 laps. Toby and Carroll Thrasher Memorial. 200 miles, 80 laps. One of the most famous racetracks in America and all across the world. Pace car is off. Mark Whitley leads the field down. Waiting on the flagman. And we are green as they cross the yard of bricks for the first time. Whitley gets clear through 1. Through the short chute. Top 3 stayed the same. Mazzella up 3 spots. A blinding restart. Also up 3 spots. Kyle Ritchie needs a lot of help to get in tonight. And already 3 wide. Here comes Schwartz. Tucks back in line.
48 machine not looking too hot on the restart. That outside line not going to be the place to be.
You say that. He powers around the outside of the 76 of Kyle Ritchie. Big stack up behind him. 2 wide. Michael Davis and Michael DeWalt. Single file through the top 5.
Attributed the bad restart or the bad start for Glenn Murphy Jr. there to being on the outside, but able to get it done through 3 more.
Not a whole lot of banking here to work with, so not a whole lot of momentum. You can gain off that top side of the racetrack. We really only see the bottom 2 grooves being used. If these were Indy cars, and if you got outside of that, it's going to you're in the wall. But stock cars, they can slide up a little bit further, but not much. There'll be a race to the bottom here tonight. Whoever can hang on and make those tires last and continue to hit that apex will be the ones that prevail over the course of the long run. Demien, by not gridding up, had to go to the very end. He gridded up, then stalled out on the grid for whatever reason. Had to start dead last instead of 5th. So he's trying to claw back to his original starting spot. Down 13 spots overall, but up 4 from the dead last starting position he inherited. Gilroy up 3 spots. William K. Price didn't get to finish his lap in qualifying. Now he's mired back in traffic. James Goodwin will be one of the drivers we're watching tonight, along with Ryan Tiller, Mike DeWalt. Those are the guys on the bubble.
Have we gotten single file already? McGill now side by side with Demien, but Demien's just trying to get forward.
It's almost like it's the Indy 500 with the way that the racing's progressing right now. It's a single file train all the way back. Randy Arms, Corey Blevins, Mazzella, Casey Brown, Murphy. Michael Davis leads the second group of drivers. All the way back through this field. Schwartz down in 10th. And it is single file all the way throughout. Give a big shout out to Ryan Tiller in the American Nightmare paint scheme. Cody Rhodes trying to finish his story. Ryan Tiller trying to finish the regular season story by getting into the playoffs. Let's see if he's able to do it. Now some side-by-side action. James Goodwin, Michael McElroy. I'm going to have to take it easy here in these early stages. If McElroy wants the spot, might not be the worst thing to just give it to him, save some tires, and not put yourself in any unnecessary danger. Great camera here from the eyes through the fans. They're still side by side. Respect between these two drivers, keeping it off. Goodwin prevails around the outside for now. Still mostly single file all the way around this 2.5 mile.
Demien's looking to be inside of the 34 William Price.
These are two drivers that have a lot of pace, but you could say that they're kind of out of where we would normally see them qualifying wise at the back of this field. They're both trying to charge forward at the moment. That view gave you the best look at it. Mostly single file. William Bowman taking a peek on William K. Price off of him. But he'll duck back into line. The only one that's kind of lost touch with this pack, Wayne Ruprecht and Daniel Hashey. Kind of biding their time right now, but they're still inside of the single file snake. Change through the top 3 at the front. Zella trying to close in 11 for the podium spot.
Schwartz got real close to the bumper. Left hard.
Casey Brown going down to pit road to try and hold off Glenn Murphy Jr. Not able to do it. Yes, we did see the Royal Rumble. It was...
Good.
I hate that I'm
In my
saying
opinion.
this. I hate that I'm saying this. I really do. But I appreciated the Logan Paul and Kevin Owens match the most.
Really?
I thought that ending was fantastic. Mainly because the ref's face was like, no, what are you doing? You can't do that. There's a side-by-side battle with Schwartz and Mike DeWalt, another bubble driver. We'll see how aggressive he fights this in the early going. So he'll hold off Schwartz for now.
Yeah, I enjoyed the women's rumble. I thought it was the best of the night.
The women's rumble was better than the men's, I'll be honest.
It really was.
And then CM Punk got hurt, so all my, that was short-lived. So...
But hey, Cody Rhodes is gonna finish the story.
They don't have him losing it. Oh, now the ref has 20. That was funny. Yeah, just ignore all that beforehand. Selected. There ain't no shot they had him losing at Mania 2 times in a row, right? 2 years in a row, right?
Imagine.
Why are we
But
not giving?
imagine.
We gotta give the Cody Rhodes car some airtime if we're gonna talk about it.
Didn't we do that last time and he wrecked at Atlanta?
But the American Nightmare. You can't have him lose at WrestleMania 2 years in a row, otherwise he becomes a joke. You just can't. We get the gif out of Triple H. Who booked this crap? If they make him lose again.
This is all gonna be karma for Cody Rhodes smashing a Triple H style chair on AEW.
Oh, that's tight between the two. Mike DeWalt and Schwartz. Oh, still tight off of the short shoot.
And just
Walter
behind them,
Bales
you got Richie and Quisenberry going at it too.
Yeah, Solo Sikoa showing up for the millionth time in a row. It's just like, I'm not even impressed anymore. It's just like, okay. Especially when he has the hoodie on. It's like, who are you trying to hide yourself from? We all know it's you.
Yeah, that match was just
That was whatever.
predictable.
Yeah. Of all the times I knew someone wasn't going to lose the belt, that was it. Like, you didn't even need Solo. You should have just had him one clean, and that would have been better. Michael Davis got really tight out of turn 4 there, and look at DeWalt and Schwartz. They were trying to beat each other's door down a second ago. Now they're drafted together past the 57. So... bit of teamwork there, unintentional. That 57 got real tight out of turn 4, and he had to get out of the gas to not knock down the fence. Quisenberry under a lot of pressure. This is for 10th.
Yeah, Schwartz is getting really low through the corners. He's below that white line.
Trying to get any clean air that he can. And he is a half a lane lower all the way down as far as you possibly can be in a stock car.
There might have been a little contact there between him and Ryan Tiller.
Let's see. Looks like Scarbo. Oh, he got a little loose off turn 4 there. This is where all the action is right now. There's also some action brewing towards the front as Glenn Murphy Jr. has caught Corey Blevins. And while we were watching all that fighting in the mid-pack, last lap, Mazzella down the back straightaway with a great run out of turn number 2. All the way down the back straightaway. Heading off into turn number 3. Blevins gave it up. And now Glenn Murphy Jr. is all over his back bumper. While that's going on, we're also looking back here. Tiller trying to make up spots. A good one down to 14th. He needs a couple more spots to feel comfortable. I'll show you the points as they entered into tonight, not as how they run. But Tiller would jump. Goodwin. DeWalt would also jump Goodwin, so that'd have Goodwin on the outside looking in. Hopefully he can fall back on a divisional in one of the wild card spots. Mazzella would also jump Tiller in the process. So actually Tiller would be back out. So there's a lot going on, mental math quickly in our heads. It's just that close, but Mazzella really turned it on the last couple of weeks. Did not have the luck to start the season that he would have wanted. But he is at his quickest, arguably, all season right now. Randy Arms has put some pressure on our leader, Mark Whitley. Yeah, he was more dominant back in the day. I can agree with that. Roman Reigns. Look at this fight right here. My goodness, we're putting on a show now. Tires are starting to get worn, and people are starting to search for some grip and trying to get around some cars they think they're a little bit faster than. We are putting on a show back here in the midfield.
I still think Roman was at his best when he was still at Georgia Tech.
There is just a lot going on. Looks like Corey Blevins continues to drop back. Glenn Murphy Jr. got around him a couple laps ago. Let's take a look at that. This was down the front straightaway. Looks like Blevins kind of just pulls up, gives him that spot too, and then that put him under pressure from Casey Brown just a handful of laps later. Looks like that 24 is starting to fall off just a little bit, especially through the corners, that 98.
Ooh, Randy. He was about half a tenth faster. Ooh, he almost got onto the apron there. Not sure if that really is called the apron, but whatever is on the inside of the corners here.
Kind of curious that Demien and William K. Price, they haven't made up a lot of time. In fact, Price is down one spot. He went from 17th to 18th. Characteristic from this 34, who has turned the speed on over the last handful of weeks. Demien especially improved massively from last season to this, and he's mired back in traffic now. A little bit of a drafting train at the moment. One could argue they're all just kind of pulling each other along. You've got to be a lot quicker than the guy ahead of you to try and make a move. And even back here, this battle is tightened up. Zach Scare, Joseph McGill, Daniel Hashey, Wayne Ruprack 2 seconds off, keeping them in touch. You want to be the leader and get this clean air if you can, because no one's going to have enough fuel to make it. So if you can pull this train around and have better tires than your competitor, that's where you want to be. Right now, Kyle Ritchie has that in the 10th position.
Yeah, this spot has been the best battle on track for the last almost 10 laps. Kyle Ritchie and Quisenberry were side by side for at least half of it.
Mazzella is in, realizes he's not going to be able to make it on fuel. Schwartz is in, Mike DeWalt is in, and here comes the whole midfield. They don't want to lose out. They realize how important track position is. And that was a lot of people just realizing, hey, they're coming in. We got to stay with them. That was a lot of just instant reactions trying to follow your competitors. Mazzella will be in. They all kept it nice and tidy. Oh, Quisenberry overshot his box, and he's going to lose touch with his pack. Mazzella will lead him out.
We're going to have Whitley and Arms coming through 4. They're staying out.
I wonder if they'll give up a stage win potentially this, because that was a 4-tire stop for all these guys. Here's Casey Brown, Corey Blevins. How aggressive are you on pit entry?
Ooh, Ryan Tiller's in too.
Demien! Oh, man!
Ooh, he almost cooked the barrier.
He's still fighting it. Holy cow.
Bowman and Price in.
So that'll leave the top 8 out on the racetrack. As Demien trying to make up time on pit road rather than on the racetrack. Looks like he'll do so with a very aggressive entry. Blevins also in. But Mazzella from Schwartz by 0.2 of a second. And then this broke up the mid-pack. The green flag pit stops. There's Mark Whitley from Randy Arms. Never mind. Randy going to stay out and get that bonus point. As Mazzella and Schwartz have jumped the lap 16 drivers that have pitted. Everyone's working their way through. Whitley coming down. Glenn Murphy Jr. also on pit road. Leaves the top 6. Less scared. Nope, they'll stay out. The top 6 still have not pitted. Imagine Randy will be in next time. Gill and Ruprecht currently a lap down as it stands, but Randy still has to pit from the lead. This is a couple laps before they can go, but
yeah, he's coming in this time.
How aggressive do you want to be? Looks like he was pretty close to locking him up. Whitley.
Ooh, Whitley was sideways.
He got the off track. He'll lose the bonus points. He's trying to push.
Scarecrow's in.
And somehow, some way, despite the 2 laps that he waited, he still held off Mazzella. But he was also a second quicker on pit road, so he got on and off of pit road really good in that 77. So that's the reason he still has the lead right now. He's up 0.6 of a second. His pit lane time was 49.1, 50.5 for Mazzella.
He's going around Randy. Randy's going to be dropping hard here. I say hard, I think it's 2 spots.
He lost more time than he did positions. Quickest lap that lap was Samuel Demien, 54.04 seconds. The top 4 still out on the racetrack. We have completely shaken up the running order, but we do have the stage break at lap 30.
I think McElroy's trying to lead a little lap, but Michael Davis is not going to give it to him.
They can go a couple laps. Talked to Randy Arms pre-race. He said 25 was the hard deadline. Maybe 26 if you really stretch it. So there's a couple more laps left in the tank for sure. Right now it is Michael Davis. 26 seconds ahead of your net leader, Mark Whitley. Seconds ahead of Michael McElroy. Davis is coming in. New race leader Michael McElroy in the 83 machine from 19th to 1st. 6 seconds behind him, his crew racing teammate Zach Scare started off the season really well with 2 top 10s back to back. He had to fill in part-time, miss a couple races, but Crew Racing 1-2 right now. Daniel Hashey right behind him. We'll see how long they want to stretch it.
I'll be honest, I would be here for Daniel Hashey lap lead.
I will. So Michael Davis, he'll give up a lot of track position due to that. But he'll have the freshest tires and he'll have the 10-lap sprint to the finish. Stage 1, Randy Arms quickest that lap, 53.79. We'll try and close in on Schwartz and Mazzella, get back to second before the end of the stage. McElroy is in. He's looking very quick on the entry. He'll get it load up. New race leader, Zach Scare, as he crosses the yard of bricks. Hashey putting him under some pressure, taking a look to the inside in turn number 1. Big send there. Normally see that in the open wheel cars, but side by side for the race lead. Came from like a car length and a half back to make that lunge. This is not Super Saturday, sir. But he is going to the back. Hashey lost that lap lead. See if Zach Scare will come in and pit. They're really close to the end of the fuel run here.
To assume Scare's I mean, he's got his lap led. There's realistically no reason to stay out.
Unless you want that caution, he is going to stay out on the racetrack. They are giving up 2.5 seconds a lap to the race leader. You don't want to wait too long, and then you find yourself on the edge of going a lap down. Because it's 49 seconds on pit road, and yeah, you don't want to wait too long. Might want to be in the next lap or two. Ashley burned up what was left of that rubber on the 32 machine. Fell back by a couple of car lengths here in the closing stages. The top two continue to lead. If they get a caution, it can shake everything up. But pretty spread out, except for this fight right here. Let's see if they like to come in. Yes, this time Hashy chasing them all the way. Mark Whitley will be your leader by about 2 seconds over Mazzella. Here comes Randy Arms at the line. Wow. That would have been Schwartz's podium.
They got into each other.
Beating and banging there down the front stretch.
Are they not teammates?
Schwartz is MoFlo. Randy is Speed Zone.
I think Schwartz is in one of the speed zones because he doesn't have.
But Randy has a couple lap pressure tires. He pitted on lap 18. Mazzella and Schwartz pitted on lap 15. So he gets by them pretty easily. He'll get back into second, and if he's got anything left over the next 6 laps, he'll need to close down that 2-second gap to Mark Whitley if he can. This is shaking out really nicely for Mazzella and Kyle Ritchie and Mike DeWalt. They're going to get some stage points below the cut line. Ritchie needs a lot more help, but it is a very small step in the right direction at the moment. But Mazzella will really be loving this. Mike DeWalt can't start celebrating yet, especially as you are under pressure for 7th here. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Goodwin and Tiller to respond after the stage break. As we said, Randy was almost a 10th quicker that last lap. He does have the freshest tires. Michael Davis on lap 20, McCullough lap 21, and then Hashy and Scare 23. They did not go a lap down by waiting so long.
If Tiller is representing Cody Rhodes, is Mark Whitley the referee here?
Wouldn't that be the guy? Wouldn't that be the guy that he's trying to beat for a playoff spot, though? In this situation,
I feel like it would be more, the dominant person, not just someone who's trying to beat for a playoff spot. But
Tiller calling out Mark Whitley. People are asking questions. 11's looking to the inside again. Gap is kind of stabilized here. 1.6 seconds. 4 to go in the stage. I don't think Randy gets there.
Harpoon design. What?
He's calling him out. It's an open challenge for the what do you call it? The LRS, the LSRL. Universal Heavyweight Championship. Still side by side between 24 and the 9. Can we call Mark Whitley a part-timer? He missed 1 week. Roman Reigns also missed, not 1 week. So, no, there's people are asking questions. Whitley took a week off, and he's still going to have the the regular season title. Obviously,
I think he had it locked up last week.
Thaxton wasn't here tonight, unfortunately. But yeah, Whitley wasn't here last week. And I think Art said he clinched the regular season title without being on track. So he's having a special season. Hi, Shelby. Demyin somehow, someway has snuck his way back in to the top 10 after all of that. Looking for more. McGill on McElroy. Nice little slide job there, right to the center of the corner. I'm curious how that happened. McElroy has much fresher tires, so I wonder if he's just trying to save some to the end of the stage, or what happened there. Same thing, Ruprecht is catching Zach Scare on older tires, actually, which is a little bit interesting. Randy throws in a couple hundredths per lap now, but it's not going to be enough. Podium fight still not settled. Shorts trying to take it away from Mazzella. They both pitted on lap 15, equal tires to the finish. A lot still unsettled here for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. 18th and 14th here. 12th just ahead of them in Quisenberry. DeWalt will want every single stage point that he can get. Mazzella is putting a lot of pressure on him. It's going to come down to the last couple corners, I imagine. But the stage points and playoff spots.
I'm a little surprised he's been able to hold off Blevins. I think Blevins has been taking it a little easy on him. He's had some looks to the inside of DeWalt.
Whitley going to start the last lap of our one and only stage. No cautions. Randy 1.4 back. Not going to be able to close in time. We'll see if Schwartz makes the move. Here in turn number 3, he's pushing him down the back straightaway. These are our teammates. You see he left it off there. He said, I'll just give you a nice friendly bump. No pressure from behind. So we turn our attention to this quartet. They work into turn number 3 and into the short chute. Looks like they'll hold serve. Maybe Demyin can get a good run. Yellow is out as lead across the line. Looks like William K. Price was unable to get around Quisenberry before that happened. That is our stage.
Who would have guessed it went caution-free?
Who also would have guessed Mark Whitley won it?
True.
While we get caught up here, it's a long caution lap. Let's get a couple quick words in from the incredible sponsor of the LSRL Xfinity Series. big shout out to the amazing sponsors of the LSRL Xfinity Series, Wilder Graphics, Butt Kicker, Sim Racer Hub, the Cleaning Authority, for all the amazing work that they do. Special shout out to the Thrasher family, the Toby and Carol Thrasher Memorial 200. Here tonight, Bowman almost through the grass there. But it looks like 4 tires and fuel for everybody. Nobody a lap down. All 22 still on the lead lap and on track. Quisenberry coming in to top off for more fuel. Why not if you're mid-pack? While all that, we just had some incredible advertisements. We got one more. LSRL Daytona 500 coming up in just a couple of weeks. Check out the Discord link in chat to register now. $15 entry per driver, $40 entry for a team of 3. February 10th, practice opens at 12 Eastern, qualifying 1 Eastern. 200 laps, fixed setups, 1 fast repair broadcasted here on the YJ Media Group Twitch channel and the LSRL Facebook page. $200 to win, $100 for second and $50 for third. Don't miss it. Had a full field last season. We expect the same this year as well.
And it was a really good race for a full field.
Hardly any cautions in the LSRL Xfinity Series. A lot of these guys will be in the 500. It's going to be really, really good. February 10th. The LSRL Daytona 500, but for now, we got over half the race here in Indy to settle to decide the 12 spots for the playoffs. Pace car gonna make that hard left-hand turn down pit lane. Mark Whitley leads us back to the stripes, the yard of bricks. We're back underway.
It's a big jump from Whitley. Does not want to let go of this lead easily.
Randy was keeping pace with them all the way through that first 18-lap run they did on tires. Just up to an early lead, and they can try and play catch-up. Can they all snake through? Speed. Takes him half a lap to get to it. Getting out from the back bumper of Mark Whitley. 21 drivers trying to chase him down. On board with Randy on from the nose cam as he heads off to turn number 1 at nearly 200 miles an hour. Closing in on the back of that 77, ever so slightly there through 1, car length and a half back.
Yeah, Randy's really got to put pressure on Whitley to either try and actually get around him or get him to make a mistake, but I don't think you're going to get Whitley to make a mistake.
He's made one mistake all season. It was a pit road speeding penalty at Texas. But he's since made up for it. 5 wins in 9 regular season races, going for 60% win ratio. He can close out the second half of tonight's race, 6 for 10.
And that's really 5 of 8 because he didn't show up for one.
And he would make it 3 in 3. He'd do 2 consecutive. Well, he missed last week, but he won 2 in a row before that. So quickest that lap though, and quickest lap of the race so far. Jonathan Schwartz 53.70. The only man besides Randy Arms and Glenn Murphy Jr. to dip into the 53.70s.
Battle back here for 7th. Demian, he was making a move on to Walt, got hinged down in the corner. Now he's falling back, fighting with Corey Blevins.
Demian has come alive last couple laps of the first stage, and then ever since the restart, he's trying to get back up. He started in 5th place, but didn't go once we all gridded. He had to start from the rear of the field. He's just now getting back up there. We saw a lot of single file for the first couple laps of the initial start of the race. Seeing that here a little bit.
Before we kind of talked about it at the start of the race, we still had the Dirty League title on. This is the opposite of it.
We went from the Dirty League broadcast on Sunday to one of the cleanest iRacing leagues you'll ever find. That was good team play there by Joseph McGill in the 69. He let his teammate James Goodwin go. Goodwin missed out on stage points, and he is fighting Ryan Tiller, Mike DeWalt, and Mazzella for the last spot in the regular playoffs, the 10 cars on points. So he needs to show a little bit more speed here. He's on the draft of the top 10. He needs more speed to get by these guys. He does not want to have to fall back on a wild card because who knows what will happen then. Get in on points if you can. Let's go on board here with Ben Yin. We'll have a good shot of this little snake pack we got going on as he's all over the back bumper. And look at that, he's saving this stuff a little bit, backing off of DeWalt into turn number 3. He's able to hit that apex just a little bit better than the 9. Randy just stuck on board here with Randy Arms. Second place, he's just stuck right about a car length and a half behind Mark Whitley. Hasn't been able to really make a dedicated move for the lead just yet. And we kind of talked about it last week, right? If you're stuck in second place for so long, yes, you're in the draft of the leader, you're getting pulled up to him. But you're stuck in his tire tracks, you're heating your tires up, the dirty air, you're going to wear out your stuff just a little bit quicker, while the guy in first might be going, 90%, and you're going 100%, but stuck in his dirty air, not able to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's just more... I don't know how to say. It's harder at this track of all tracks. It's just... not easy to find a way around
the modern day cars, especially if you're so close on speed with somebody. Randy's quick, Mark's quick, Schwartz is quick. They're all just going to follow each other's tire tracks. Not a whole lot of progressive banking. So you're kind of just stuck in a race to the bottom and following in their tire tracks in that dirty air. You will burn your stuff out quick. You can see there, it is a single file all the way down the front of the back straightaway. This is just how the Brickyard races. We didn't come here for a couple of years. Went to the road course. Glad it's back on the oval, though. It's where it's meant to be if you don't like the style of racing it provides.
I just think it works better with a lot more horsepower.
It does.
I think every race works a lot better with more horsepower.
Give them 950 plus horsepower and let them rip. But we did see this. This was the initial start of the race. So we'll work through it. The tires will start getting a little bit more worn out from all this single file. Follow the leader, dirty air. And we'll start to see some guys sliding around, and that'll present some passing opportunities. Especially right here in this midfield. That's the guys that are pushing a lot harder, trying to make progress. So we'll start to see them battle here in just a handful of laps, I would imagine. Yeah, it can all be just driving straight as possible. Nice and neat, trying to save some tires for the next pit stop.
They should have, what, 2 more to the end?
Let's see, they all pitted on 32. We go 24 laps from there. It is 56. can get to lap 56, you actually have a shot of not stopping. But you have to stretch it pretty far. So let's see if Mr. Fuel Saving himself, Jonathan Schwartz, let's see if he's got any ideas on it.
Well, from the spotter of the 77, they have 3 more sets, should only need 1 more stop.
We were told 25 was a hard deadline, but if you're sitting here in this draft, you could probably go a little bit further. Lap 56 is the magic number they need to get to. 13 more laps around to make it a 1 stop.
Or I don't think they would allow Corbin into this field. And these people don't even discriminate based on like skill level, but I think they would discriminate against Corbin.
Ooh, a little bit of 98 used. Oh, he did. He definitely used up that 34 there. William K. Price up and into the wall. Mr. Brown says, I got places to be. Hey, Juan Pablo Montoya was good at Indy. Put some respect on his name. Corbin would not do anywhere near as well as Juan Pablo did here. Someone that has gone the wrong way since the stage restart. Eddie Quisenberry down in 20th. Don't see any noticeable damage, but he was fighting for a top 10 pretty much the entirety of that first stage. Yeah, but that was Daytona. He was fine here. He actually was very impressive here.
Yeah, but would Corbin even be able to hit the jet dryer?
He would just miss. Yeah,
He would just hit the outside wall.
Kyle Ritchie and Corey Blevins. This is the battle for 8th. Blevins way up the racetrack. You'll lose that spot.
I still think that the best thing about talking about what, Corbin's lack of ability, his only way to defend himself would be come in and talk about that one time when he first got into iRacing and he won like 3 races at Rockingham in the ARCA car.
If I could reset my iRacing career and join now, I would just feast on those people in the bottom splits. Like if I could race Corbin level people, it would be a slaughter.
Man,
but I gotta race the Mark Whitleys of the world, that make me look like a fool.
I think the Mike DeWaltz would make you look like a fool.
Hey, let's not get too crazy.
You're not finishing top 10 in
Full
LSRL.
respect to Mike DeWalt, but I think I could get a top 10 in LSRL. I think I could.
I think you'd struggle. You don't know fuel strategy?
That's true. I have to do whatever Shorts does. That's the mindset.
I could get a top 20 in LSRL, maybe. Maybe. I'd be racing Landon Quisenberry right about now.
Yeah. Big props to everybody. They're all still on the lead lap. Wayne Ruprecht car, not a spot on it. And I'm 22nd right now.
That really is weird what happened to Quisenberry though. Like I know you said it, it's just like it's really clicking.
I don't know. I don't have a noticeable, reason why he's back in 20th right now. Pace just disappeared.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on the car whatsoever.
This set of tires not agreeing with him whatsoever.
It is fixed.
They're racing the fixed setup.
And iRacing cautions, even though they don't use them.
Yeah, there's no need. They don't ever wreck. They average 1 point something cautions per season, including the stage one. We give them one and they don't do anything with it.
I mean, this sets up strategy.
It sets up the strategy, but they don't ever wreck. Here, we're getting a little feisty for the lead now. And he was taking a peek off of 2. Schwartz is right there. Glenn Murphy Jr. has finally joined the party. 4 cars separated by 0.6 of a second. We are closing in within the next 10 laps. Green flag pit stops. So
Feisty as it's being called.
Who blinks first? They hardly wreck at Dega or Daytona, honestly.
Was there a wreck at Daytona this year?
There was like 2. Like they usually like Daytona or Talladega. They do like 2 or 3. Seriously.
And
That's
that was
it.
with like an almost full field at Daytona.
I'm not kidding. It was with 40, like 8 of them. Remember, they all came in.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
And they hardly wreck ever. It is one of the more incredible things I've ever seen on the service. They just refuse to wreck. The worst thing that has happened this race is William K. Price got pushed into the wall for about a second. Let's check out the right side of his car when he comes through here. I mean, that, like, nothing.
And this isn't meant to sound like complaining. It's just like
It's very
amazement.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we have been in like either raced in or broadcasted plenty of iRacing leagues where even on like good days would still be like
8 or 9
3
cautions.
cautions.
Oh, no, it'd be worse.
Well, I'm talking like actually good days, like
Oh.
where almost a minimum. Like it would be like 3 cautions, and like we would understand that was still a good day, like because cautions happen, wrecks happen, it's natural, honestly. But like LSRL's like, nah, we're just better than everybody.
Yes. So yeah, that right side of the 34, he did hit the wall. We saw it. No damage. So there's nothing to take away from this race. Ironically enough, Mark Whitley has been the only one off the racetrack. He slid the tires a little bit on pit exit, deep pit exit here at Indy, and he slid into the grass. That's about it. James Goodwin's coming in. Now this is interesting because he'll have to do another stop. He's on the bubble. I wonder if he's going to force everyone into another. He's coming in with his teammate, so it might be a team call. Trying something different than the guys around him. Maybe we'll see, but I don't know if I agree with that necessarily. Hindsight's always 20/20. 4 cars separated by 7/10 of a second. If you're Glenn Murphy Jr., you're trying to, you make one or 2 starts this season. You're trying to win it. You're in contention. When do you pit? What's your strategy in the middle of a playoff battle? If you're Mazzella, you're kind of in your own race right now. A second and a half ahead. Second and a half behind. You're just kind of in no man's land right now. When do you pit? When does this group of 3? Who pits first out of this group? When we come back here to this group, who wants to pit first? Get fresh tires. Very curious to see who blinks first. Whitley trying to break the draft a little bit. Yin finally gets around the wall. Maybe not. He's fighting back on that high side. And half a car length into turn number 3, but he does not get the pass done at this moment. Well, washes up just a little bit. Does Kyle Ritchie do? Not teammates with either one of these guys. Does he go 3 wide? Looks like he's going to push Demien.
If we get a 3 wide move here,
I really wanted him to take the run and go 3. That would have been pretty cool. Oh, they're sliding. A little bit of contact.
they're banging.
And trying to clear. Still, he finally gets it done. Now the 76 and the 9 are side by side. Demien stay up by the wall. He'll pull the 9. Dewan has had that second groove working most of the night. Surprisingly to me, he's able to make it work. He'll get back by the 76 and try and track down the 21 again. A little bit loose off of 4 there. How about that? Georgia Tech beat the 3rd best team in the country in basketball.
Does anyone other than you care?
Nobody cares, but I that's pretty cool. don't beat the number 3 team in the country in anything, usually. Man, we own North Carolina. Holy cow. Good times.
They need Jordan back.
This top 4, I mean, it is nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail. If they all decide to come down pit road together at the same time, you better hope the brakes work.
No way Schwartz gonna look.
How do you unseat Mark Whitley?
Well, Whitley was blocking hard there.
Yeah, this isn't the Indy 500. No rules on blocking 2 different directions. Just behind this battle, Kyle Ritchie and Mike DeWalt have since switched lanes. It was a 76 on the bottom, the 9 in that second groove. Now the 76 is going to have that run off the corner, and he'll finally clear the 9. Just behind this battle, Casey Brown, Michael Davis, Ryan Tiller, Tony Scarbo, William K. Price, William Bowman back up front. 26 laps to go, almost to the final fuel window. And it's going to be Randy Arms right at the 25 laps to go. Going to come in, and he's hustling, trying to get the benefit of the 1-lap fresher tires. He's bringing in Michael Davis, Michael McElroy with him. So it's on now. Probably an instant response from the top 3 now, you would assume. Further behind them, Zach Scarra's in. Randy into his box for his final stop of the night. The tires fill it up all the way full of Sunoco Racing fuel. What do the leaders elect to do? They have a decision to make here in just a couple of seconds out of turn number 4.
I mean, you gotta react to Randy. At least I would assume so.
And they're leaving Mark Whitley out by himself. Here comes Schwartz and Glenn Murphy Jr. Mazzella gonna stay out. Kyle Ritchie, a late call to come in. Demien coming with him. Here comes Casey Brown, Scarbo, and Price. So interesting call here from Whitley. He could find himself with a lot of work to do here once he comes back out. The top 6 staying out on the racetrack currently.
But wasn't he the one who also had the best?
He did have the best
though?
pit entrance, so he might be able to offset this a little bit. But Randy is right there. I don't see how Randy could lose the lead.
Schwartz was able to get a big gap on pit road over Glenn Murphy Jr.
So Randy, he's gonna he wants to be a little bit further, because Schwartz will have 1-lap fresher tires and he'll be in the draft. That was Randy 48.6 seconds on pit lane, Schwartz 47.2, and that's with the gap at 1.1 seconds. So if Randy had a quicker pit lane time, he could be running away with this thing. Here's Mark Whitley. Corey Blevins, Mazzella, DeWalt, Tiller, Bowman, Ruprecht, Quisenberry, all in. Down and away. 14.4 for the crew.
There goes Randy.
He's going to have a huge lead. Whitley down to 3rd. Here comes Glenn Murphy Jr. to make it 4th. Maybe. It's going to be tight on the exit. Almost into the grass again, but Glenn Murphy Jr. does get by Whitley. Whitley going to immediately try and get to the draft. He'll be half a second behind, but he is 3.8 seconds, now 3.9 seconds behind Randy Arms, with 23 laps to go. That's a long time here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 2.5 miles. It's a long way to go. But it is just 2 laps on tires. Randy, 53.19. We'll see if Schwartz has anything to say about it. Here's your pit strategy. See if it updates correctly. Yep, 55 for Randy, 56 for Shorts and Murphy. Whitley, it hasn't updated because he pitted the last lap, so 57 for him, 50 for Goodwin. He'll have to pit again, 56 for Demyin, and Richie, 57 for Mazzella as well. That's a good point for Schwartz is exactly 1 second back with 1 lap fresher tires, which definitely means something here at Indy. He's in the draft. If these two start battling, say hello to Glenn Murphy Jr. and Mark Whitley again.
I think it'd be really interesting to see if, Whitley can actually get around traffic.
Mazzella pushing Kyle Ritchie. The inside of the 21 of Samuel Demyin. Tied on the exit of turn number 1. With a short shoot, the 21 half a car length ahead. Now a whole car length ahead on the exit. 76 falls back in line. 3-car tandem right here. 76 does get to his outside. The 41 going with him. Behind this group, it's Michael Davis and Mike DeWalt. Casey Brown, Skirbo, and Blevins going at it. Quisenberry still on pit road. 2.5 minutes now, 3 almost. So he is potentially out of the race. He's still on pit road, but we have our first car a lap down with plenty to go. Bracht will most likely go a lap down if he doesn't get a caution. Just half a straightaway ahead of the leaders.
I gotta say, 3rd and 4th are catching
They
to the top
are
2
coming.
pretty fast.
19 laps to go. They are on pace to catch the leaders. Right on board with Glenn Murphy Jr. I mean, he can see the top 2. That's where he's got to go. And as a racing driver, if you see the guy you're chasing out the front windshield, it only makes you go faster. That target gets bigger and bigger. Tires yelling at these drivers, following in the dirty air. Last lap for Randy Arms, a 53.9. Jonathan Shorts in second, 53.69. Glenn Murphy Jr., 53.7. Mark Whitley, a 53.58.
Kind of surprised there by Schwartz running faster than Glenn Murphy.
He still has to pit again. Like I said, he is in a nice position now, but he'll pit inside of 10 laps to win. He's going to throw away a spot at potentially a top 10 points playoff spot. Might sneak in on a wild card. Reminder, this is how the points came in. This is how they started the night. We'll take a look at the running order. So, alright, William Price, 15th, but you've most likely done enough. Just barely to hang on. Michael Davis, you've done enough. 10th. And you start looking here at James Goodwin, currently 9th. You have another pit stop to make. Then you go to Michael DeWalt at 8th. Came into the night on the bubble. Will jump Goodwin to get to 9th. He's ahead of Tiller But Jonathan Mazzella, the man of the hour currently. 12th coming in, he would jump Ryan Tiller and DeWalt and Goodwin to get himself in. Playoffs on points inside the top 10. So Goodwin will fall out. He's making his last stop now. Take him out. Put Ryan Tiller at 10th. Then Mazzella jumps him. So I think it might be Tiller and James Goodwin maybe that get the... I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But that's the math that they came into the night with. 16 laps to go. We don't know who's going to be in the playoffs. We don't know who's going to win the race. Let's go on board with Schwartz. He's plus 11. He started all the way back in the middle of this pack. Let's go on board and see what the mindset's like.
The mindset is, I'm trying to go for 2 in a row.
Last week he won on an incredible fuel strategy call. This week he's trying to win on pure pace alone and show he belongs in the championship fight. He's wrapping that bottom a lot better than Randy. He almost made a pass down into turn 1. They're going to have lap traffic ahead of him. That's James Goodwin. He just pitted, though. He's got the fresh tires, and he's going to have to get a move on if he wants any chance of making it to the playoffs on points. Glenn Murphy Jr. just a second behind. He can see the leader starting to battle it out. Doesn't have a whole lot of pressure for Mark Whitley, who's probably just like, hey, pull me up there. Oh, man, he's blocking to the inside wall.
I thought Randy was about to get turned to the inside wall. I thought he was to the inside.
There's 14 laps to go, and that is bringing 3rd and 4th right into the picture. Randy, you can't give up the track position. You'll just lose out. If you get a car in front of you, it's going to be impossible to repass it on the older tires, but you're bringing the 3 cars into battle, and they just say, all right, you're slower than us. We're going to go 3 cars in a line. We'll draft around you, and we'll see you later. Landon Quisenberry did come back out on the racetrack from his code brown.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. Randy is catching the lap car of Wayne Ruprecht. He'll get a little bit of draft, so he's like, thank you very much. He won't stay behind him for 13 more laps. They are quicker than him, but it will help very slightly.
Yeah, who was it at was it last year? Was it Keselowski was in a stall or in a porta potty that Denny Hamlin was trying to get into?
And here comes Jonathan Schwartz. He got a great run off turn 2 in the draft of Randy Arms. Randy going to fight it for all he's worth. Around the outside, trying to get any momentum he can. Schwartz hanging tough on the inside. Going to try and push him up the racetrack just a little bit. And they're still side by side on the exit of turn number 4.
Randy was trying to pinch him down, getting momentum.
Here comes Glenn Murphy Jr. They're half a second back now, 3rd and 4th. They are there. Could be checkers or wreckers. Both of these guys are in the playoffs. Whitley's in the playoffs. Glenn Murphy Jr. just trying to steal a win. 12 laps to go. Randy back in front somehow.
Now Glenn Murphy has to play defense.
Whitley said, it's all right, I've been waiting long enough, it's time to start making some passes. Coming to 11 laps to go, setting up for a vintage LSRL finish.
Randy, stay connected, bud.
Not like this. Schwartz getting a great run on the front stretch. Taking a peek. Whitley's taking a peek. Whitley's still taking a peek. He's going for it back to the last second.
Oh, Randy, sideways!
And he'll go first to fourth just like that. Jonathan Schwartz to the lead.
Oh, Schwartz got into the back of him into turn 1 and just got him all kinds of loose.
How he did it.
I mean, that lets the guys behind you know that, you know, they can put the bumper to you.
Probably incidental contact. Oh, that second one wasn't. The first one you can argue incidental contact with the margin so fine, but the second one was, yeah, you gotta, yeah, that's, he moved him at 170 miles an hour. What does Glenn Murphy Jr. do now?
I mean, you've opened up the door to yourself being moved.
Yeah, that'll
Still
kill
got
Randy's
10.
chance. He's got the oldest tires of the top 4. And now he's had a big slide in him. If you're Whitley, you got to push Glenn Murphy to the back bumper of the leader first, and then you can worry about it. Ruprecht out of the way. Whitley diving to the inside late. Not going to be enough to make that move. Or do they all move each other? Does Whitley move Glenn Murphy and then move Schwartz? Or how does this work? Further back. Blevins and Demien. Demien gives up the spot. Battle for the top 10. Casey Brown holds the last spot. Okay, Price trying to snatch it away from him. Michael Davis and Ryan Tiller fighting for every point possible there. Single-digit laps remaining in the regular season. 9 laps to go. Goodwin gonna need a miracle to get himself back into contention. There goes Bowman and McElroy. It's the battle for 15th. McElroy almost into the wall. Tiller still fighting hard. It looks like Glenn Murphy Jr. might have stalled out a bit at the front of this field. Do they have anything left for each other?
He's got it. Can't just be giving up with 10 to go.
Three cars inside of 3.5 tenths to go. 8 laps. Is there a bobble or a problem from either of these guys that opens up the door for each other? Strong corner there from Schwartz, trying to go back to back.
Schwartz has been hitting these corners almost picture perfect. Because with the run that Glenn Murphy's been able to get, you know, on the straights being pulled, the fact that he's still able to maintain this lead is just, I don't want to say unheard of, but it really shouldn't be a thing.
And Mark Whitley, he has the freshest tires. He put it on lap 57, so he's got a lap fresher tires than both of the top 2 currently. But it's just so hard to pass. You see how equal these guys are on speed.
I think we'll just have to see a big lunge here from Glenn Murphy Jr.
What does Glenn Murphy do? Say, hey, I'm here one race a year. I want to win the one race. But at the same time, you look at the voice channels right now. You see, hey, there's Glenn Murphy Jr. and Randy Arms in the same voice chat. I wonder if that influences the decision at all.
I looked in there earlier and completely missed Glenn Murphy Jr. being in there. So I think that might play a factor.
We'll see. Still hard battling further back. No wanting to yield an inch for any of these spots. Yeah, if you're Schwartz, you can, like, hey, you the first one, you give him a break, right? Like, hey, we were on each other. He braked a millisecond sooner than he might have done the lap before. That's my bad. But the second one, he said, all right, sorry, bud. That's just too bad. I don't have time to care. That's what it looked like from up here. And I got to go. So you definitely, like Art mentioned, you've opened yourself up for that. To get moved at the very least. Don't wreck him. But definitely send him back to third. Damien giving up that spot. MK Price has come alive in the second half of this race, up to 9th. Coming to 4 laps to go, nearly 4 minutes of racing remaining. It is a long lap here at Indy. And it's been the same 3. Ever since Randy got moved from the lead with 10 laps to go. Schwartz looking to go back to back. And Murphy Jr. looking to win his only start of the season. Mark Whitley looking to recap a regular season title by making it 6 wins in 10 races. The storylines write themselves. 3.5 laps to go. It's a car length and a half from first to second and second to third. On board here with the 48. Does he have anything left? They both pitted on lap 56. What else do you have in that tool bag? Or do you wait till last lap, turn 4, you send it in there deep, and hope it comes out okay on the other side?
Or do you even really challenge your team? I would like to think he would, but never know sometimes.
It might be all he has. I mean, he might just be stuck at a car length and a half. They are that close on speed. They're both so fast. They're actually starting to drop Whitley just a little bit. He's 2 car lengths back now of Glenn Murphy. Is there any calamity back here in this mid-pack that could maybe bring out a late yellow? They are racing hard for the top 10 playoff spots on the line. Ryan Tiller's moved up into the top 10. Bowman and McElroy still fighting. Goodwin closing in on Zach Skater on fresher tires. It's not going to be enough for him. It is just 2 laps remaining in the Toby and Carroll Thrasher Memorial 200. 2 laps to settle all of the storylines in this amazing regular season. Can they get back to the white, though? This honestly looks like a renewed push. Yeah. Maybe he's just hoping they have an instant together. Murphy, this is as close as he's been in a couple of laps. He might have saved 1 more lap of pace somewhere. We'll see if he can do it. He had a good run down the back stretch, but tucked back in line. See if he's got anything here as they come off of turn number 4. Headed for the white flag. 1 lap to go. Race is official. I think you make your move headed into turn 3. You're going to get the draft all the way down the back straightaway if you have anything left. Whitley not a factor at the moment unless the leaders tangle.
And Whitley hit the wall there too. So he was pushing it.
He's going to come off the turn 2, just a car length and a half back. Trying to close. I don't think he's close enough yet unless he makes the dive. See if he does anything headed into 4 through the short chute for the final time. Glenn Murphy Jr. not quite close enough. He's not going to be able to draft up like he's in an open wheel car. And it's going to be Jonathan Schwartz that kisses the yard of bricks. He'll win the final race of the regular season. Whitley rounds out your podium. Randy Arms, a disappointing 4th, I would have to imagine. We have a couple battles that are decided. DeWalt holds off for 7th. That should be enough. William K. Price not going to get Blevins off the final corner. Here comes Davis on Yin.
What happened to Jimmy Yin?
What's going on, boy? Did he run out of fuel? He ran out of fuel. Yin ran out of fuel. And that's how close it was. Michael Davis gets 12th, then Yin 13th. You can see a little shake of the wheel there, like, really? You couldn't have given me 2 more seconds of fuel. Tiller gets 10th. Goodwin did catch Scare. He'll finish 18th. McElroy was not able to get back by Bowman. Did McElroy run out of fuel, too? It looks like he... Yes, he did. There was a couple guys. Yeah, lap 55. They said 56 was the bubble. Looks like that 58 might be out of fuel, or very low. Let's take a look, though. Very curious to see how this ended up. If anything, I don't think so. Fantastic finish. I'm just really curious to see if Randy had anything to say about it. Or if he was at a nut, he'll just tow off to the racetrack. So, but it is the 58 that parks it on the yard of bricks. Get out and kiss him after we're done with the post-race interview.
Just saying win.
All right, let's go ahead and get him up here. Get with your race winner back-to-back to close off the regular season. Jonathan Schwartz. Last week it was fuel strategy. This week it was pure pace. And you were up front all night long. Talk me through the decision on that final pit stop on how to handle pitting in that group of 4 and then what you had to do to hold on to the lead at the end.
I knew I had a long run's pace to at least keep up with the guys. So if I just kept close to that run and pitted with them, I'd be all right. But, man, I can't believe it. I was so bad in practice. No speed at all. I think I was 12th or 13th on the charts. And to come here and pick up the pace after the first stage and figure it out, that means a lot beating Whitley and Glenn Murphy Jr. there.
It definitely, like you mentioned, you had the long run speed. And like you said, you came alive in that second half of the race, and you were in that 4-car tandem. Was it important to pit that lap before? I know Randy pitted on 55. He came out ahead of all y'all. And then Whitley came out. He pitted on 57, a lap behind you and Glenn. And did you think the tires mattered that much to get that one lap? It was super important?
Not really. It was more so the fuel concerns. We were really close, and I actually ran out after the start-finish line. So, but the fuel was close, so I knew I needed to go at least a lap after Randy pitted. So, and to beat Mark out was huge. So, because I know how hard it is to pass here, but after I got the track position, it was just a matter of passing Randy again. So, it worked out.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your second win of the season, second in a row. Close the regular season on an absolute high note, and you'll be one of the championship contenders as we head into the playoffs. 5-race sprint for the title. All the best of luck, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Firstly, thank you guys for broadcasting for us. It's really fun watching these things back during the week and see. And I saw how excited you guys were last week, so it's really cool to see that again every week for as you broadcast for us. So, and thank my partner, the Cleaning Authority, for being our primary partner for the whole league, as well as my car every week. So it's been a lot of fun this year.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week. I believe it's Rockingham to kick off the playoffs, so it'll be an interesting one to start. So we'll see you there.
All right.
Here with your second place finisher, Glenn Murphy Jr. makes select starts here and there, but he's always fast when he does. And sure enough, he almost won his only start so far this season. Qualified well, ran well, and almost ended up in victory lane tonight. Do you think you had anything else for Schwartz tonight? Anything else you could have done to get around him?
I don't think so. I think that the top 5, 6, 6, whatever it was there through the middle of the race. It was so hard to pass, man. It was Mark was really quick, and I thought my only chance to keep him behind me was to try to stay as low as I could, try to block the air. But no, dude, everyone was so quick. It was so hard. You had to pretty much just hit your marks every single lap just to keep pace. I think maybe if I had another lap or two, I think John's tires were starting to fade just a tad, but he did an excellent job there down the run.
I know Schwartz mentioned the fuel was pretty close. How close was it for you? You pitted on the same lap, but how much did you cross the line with? And was there any thought of maybe trying to undercut the guys in that 4-car pack at all?
Is it like 0.4 when I crossed the line, I think, or 0.5? I knew it was going to be close, but with about 5 to go, I felt like I had enough to be able to push it, or at least, obviously, since I don't have anything in the running this year, I'd run out trying. But no, I was going to pit with Randy. I didn't know. I thought he was coming a lap later, and he did, and he branched off, and unfortunately, I wish he could have been up there. I thought he was, him and Mark were super quick all night, so unfortunate to see him run out, but no, that's all I had tonight.
Absolutely. Well, not bad for the first start of the season. Definitely showed that you're one of the quickest around, even in part-time select starts. But love seeing you out there and giving those guys a run for their money. And congratulations again on the podium. We'll let you get any shout-outs, and if you have any.
Yeah, no, I don't have any shout-outs tonight. I was just happy to be back and racing, and like always, appreciate you guys putting this on for everyone involved in the league. So might be back for a couple more weeks this at the end of the season. We'll see, but not sure. If not, it was a good racing with you guys, and if I am, then I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. And then here with your third place finisher and your regular season champ, Mark Whitley. And do you think that waiting that extra lap to pit on 57 rather than 56 cost you the race win tonight?
There's a good chance of it, but there's also a good chance we pitted with them guys. We might have run out because I think they were getting a little bit better fuel mileage back there saving. I went that extra lap just thinking, it was going to split that last stage in half, and I had about half a lap extra pitting like that. So I thought it'd be really close for them, and unfortunately, this track it's really difficult to pass. I was trying to save a little bit of tires to catch up there with Randy and them, but I still had to push too hard, and just being in traffic like that, just dirty air. It just, tires. I was already having issues with the right front the whole night, and that just didn't really help. And then the last couple laps there, I was just trying every trick I knew in the book to try to get near those guys, hoping they'd get racing. Maybe I could get, sneak in there and get by both of them, but the tires were just shot. I think the only chance we probably would have had to win is if we'd have pitted with them guys, and even then, I don't know. It'd have been real tight on fuel, like real tight. So I'm not sure. I think this is maybe just how the dice fell tonight, and just take a third place and move on to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Dominant regular season. You won half of the races, 5 out of 10. And like you mentioned, it's a good point. You were leading that group of 4 after the stage restart, so you got a little bit worse fuel mileage. So that probably forced your hand a little bit, and they were able to save a little bit and go a little bit more aggressive. So that's a good point. How close was it on fuel for you? I know you waited an extra lap, but how close were you on fuel at the end of this thing?
I think we had 0.8 or 0.9 laps extra at the end of it, so it'd have been real tight if we'd went that extra, tried to go that extra lap that stage. So I probably could have, saved a little bit there to make it that extra, but I just felt like we had to push kind of hard to stay with those guys, because it seemed like once you lost the draft, it was like you fell off the face of the earth. So like I said, maybe I could have come in, like I said, it was going to be really tight, because I only had I didn't even have I was just shy of a lap extra, so I would have needed another lap. So it was really, really tight, and I didn't want to play with it. I just wanted to, come in, and I knew I was going to be safe when I pitted. And I was just kind of like, well, all right, let's try to save a little bit. And I was hoping maybe those 2-lap fresher tires would make it a little bit of a difference, but just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
You had nothing to hang your head about. Another podium, regular season champion, dominant car of the regular season. So you head off into the playoffs, the 5-race sprint to the finish, as the championship favorite. So not a bad place to be. Let you get any shout outs in if you have any.
Yeah, big shout out to Brantley over at Harpoon Design. Check him out at harpoondesign.com. He does the best work I've ever seen on iRacing, in my opinion. You can get one made for him custom, or you can check out what he's got over there on Trading Paints. I think he's got close to 2,000 of them by now, so got something for everyone. I know he's been hard at work redoing a bunch of those next-gen Toyotas and Mustangs. I think he's put out a lot of the Joe Gibbs paint schemes, so go check him out over there. And big shout out to my family tuning into these broadcasted races. I always appreciate that. And then shout out to the league. We went caution free other than the stage, and this track can get this track can get a little strung out, but it seemed like everybody held their own. Nobody was out of control, and nice clean green racing, and almost worked in our favor. So hopefully we'll go back and get a little bit better roll of the dice next time in the playoffs.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. We'll see you next week at Rockingham.
Sounds good.
And we'll just head on down the list. We got Corey Blevins sticking around. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Here with the driver of the 24 machine, Corey Blevins, a very hard-fought top 10 here tonight. Your third of the season. Any takeaways from tonight at Indy?
Wish I would have finished better, to tell you the truth, but it is what it is. Keep fighting. That's all you can do. Indy's my home track now. It used to be Kentucky, so only a couple hours from there, actually.
Yeah, definitely put on a good show tonight. Qualified actually in the third position. So really good qualifying run, and then you kind of got just stuck in those draft battles. You were battling pretty hard with the guys of Kyle Ritchie, Mike DeWalt. Clean and respectful for the most part all night, and it was just really, really hard to pass. It looked like you guys were kind of just stuck in a big old train, swapping back and forth here and there.
Yeah, pretty much. It is basically, track position is really keen. If you didn't have it, good luck getting it back, pretty much. I got caught back there in 13th and was luckily able to get 5 spots better than that to end the night. So take it and move on. No, I'm not in the chase this year, but I don't believe so. I didn't run enough races, but we'll just keep at it.
Yeah, you missed, I think, 2 races, and that was pretty much the difference, but we know you got the speed. So unlucky that you weren't able to make all the races, but it's always a pleasure seeing you out there battling, clean and consistent, and we look forward to seeing more of the same. Can hunt for wins now, no pressure heading into the 5-race playoffs.
Yep, very, very, very true.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the broadcast. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week at Rockingham.
All right. Have a good night.
Yep. Here with the driver of the 75 machine, Landon Quisenberry. You were running really good in that first stage, and then you had a unscheduled 4-minute pit stop in the middle of the race. Anything specific to report from Indy that caused that, or what happened there?
Yeah. I was trying to save fuel. I'm still not good at that. Threw myself back there with the squirrels, and then 32 was hovering on me, couldn't pass me while I was slowing, trying to save, and he finally got side by side with me and just missed the corner and threw me up in the outside wall.
Really?
Then gave me wheel damage. Yeah. So it's unfortunate. It's kind of how it's gone all season. I don't know what really else to say. I mean, I'm mad about it. I don't want to say too much else, but I was trying to fight for a playoff spot there, but I just did the math. Looks like it wouldn't have worked out for me anyways. I needed a lot to go right, which hasn't really been the theme of this season so far. So I guess I just gotta hold my head high, and I guess I gotta start taking the Brad Keselowski philosophy, and I'm just not gonna lift anymore, and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. But 5 races left in the playoffs. So like I told Corey Blevins, you can kind of just flush it all and just hunt for some wins and kind of roll the dice and just go for the dang thing these last 5 races.
Yeah, I'll just keep with that colleague motto, just go trophy hunting. I've never been to the Rock at all on iRacing yet, so I'm a little scared about that. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if that'll play into my hand or not. And only Xfinity one I've ever had is at Auto Club. Talladega should be good if my teammate's actually here or not. So, I'm here to have fun. It's not fun to pay $100 every year and then get run over every week, but I'm just gonna keep my head high, and hopefully, luck will turn around. There's always next season, and heck, I'm not even mad because there was a lot of good guys that missed out. I did the math, looking at the wild cards, and I missed. Ryan and Casey missed, and Ryan and Casey were bad fast today, and I think they deserved it a lot. But I mean, all the playoff guys are stout, and I kind of, I just congrats to all the guys in the playoffs, and I can't wait to see them all duke it out for the next 5 weeks.
Absolutely. But appreciate the time talking to us, and we'll see you next week at Rockingham.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're the one that messaged me about that. I remember now.
Hello, Rest to Speed Zone.
Howdy.
Hello, YJ.
Howdy.
How y'all doing?
I don't know,
Good,
but I
really
think I need a team for next season. I'm kind of getting lonely.
Well, Speed Zone, they got room for one more. I'm sure they got everybody else, but
Well, technically, I have a team name. I'm just not in their league. So
fair enough. But I'll start with you, Randy. Gutsy call there to pit on what was lap 55. Don't know how you even made it to the end on fuel, but it got you to the lead. And obviously a little bit of contact there with Shorts, put you back to fourth. But yeah, not for lack of trying. You were doing everything, blocking them down to the inside wall. It was great fighting there. Just came up a little bit short tonight.
Yeah, I thought, when I did some testing, I was able to go 25 laps, but I don't think I was running quite as fast in that room. So I thought I could pit there, coming to 25 to go, and just wasn't quite enough to make it to the end. So, but all in all, we had a pretty quick car. I think if I played my cards a little better, I might have had a chance to win there at the end. But it was a fun race there up front.
Absolutely. You come home fourth in the regular season standings, so definitely a championship contender for sure. Still hunting for that first win. You are somehow, well, I know why. We keep picking you to win. You're the only driver top 5 in points to not win. But it speaks,
Did you pick me again?
I did not pick you tonight.
Okay.
But it speaks to the consistency otherwise, getting those top 5s and top 10s that you're fourth in points. But if there's any time to break through and get that win, it would be in these next 5 races for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so they always say if you put yourself in position, you'll eventually win. But I'm starting to have my doubts because I feel like I'm in position about every week and just, or they just can't put her in victory lane.
Next up, I'll go to Mazzella. You needed a strong string of results to get into the top 10 to even have a shot at the playoffs. And your last 3 races of the regular season, you turned it on something fierce. And another top 5 here tonight has you unofficially just inside the cut line.
Yeah, after last week's mishap on pit road, I feel like I got every point I could get. If Mark would have pit 1 lap earlier that last run, I would have got a lead lap point. But just consistently and tried to stay out of trouble and stay in my own little bubble, and it worked out for it.
Yeah, we looked at top 4. You were a second and a half ahead of you at one point. You looked behind you. They were 2 seconds behind you. You were just sitting there minding your own business. Said, I'll finish 5th. Y'all do y'all's thing, and I'll get another top 5.
Yeah, just racing the track and trying to keep the tires underneath me. And it worked out.
Absolutely. Go to the 21 machine, Samuel Demien. What happened there on the very initial, you gridded up, and what happened to the 21 machine there?
We just had a little technical difficulty with the ignition. That's all.
Couldn't get it fired. But, yeah, that kind of puts you off sequence for the start of this thing. You qualified pretty well, but it was kind of a fight back for the first half of the race after that.
Yeah, we were kind of fighting through traffic the first half there before the stage, and I felt like we were pretty quick. We were just burning up our stuff quicker than usual, but got in a pretty consistent spot. Got some damage, kind of slowed me up on the straights toward the end there, but all in all, I just wanted to finish the race pretty much unscathed, and we're in the chase now, so.
Absolutely comfortably in 6th, but clean night, and that's what all you can ask for sometimes.
Exactly.
And then Ryan Taylor, Casey Brown, you guys were by each other all night, battling incredibly hard for that top 10. William K. Price, Michael Davis, Damien, you're all kind of in that mid-pack battle. How did it end up for you guys up there tonight?
Yeah, I feel like a top 10 was a lot better than I deserved, making a bonehead pit call on the first pit strategy there. Taking no tires, just fuel. Was thinking some other people were going to as well. Really burnt us. Definitely once we got the tires under us, proved that we were one of the faster cars. Drove through and got a 10th place there on the long run. Just found the speed instead of overdriving, kind of backed it down and saved the right front is definitely what we needed to do.
Absolutely. Casey Brown, any takeaways from tonight? You qualified pretty well, and you found yourself in that midfield battle for most of the night. What was the main takeaway from your side of the garage tonight?
Yeah, we're starting to figure out how to qualify. We just need to figure out, I guess, the 99% or the 99% of the race. So, yeah, I mean, we had a really fast car. Just on one of those pit stops, we had to back it up, so I lost a lot of track position, and it's really hard to pass here, so I wasn't really able to make it up. Got into a couple drivers, I think even Ryan a couple times, so I won't apologize for that, but hey, just trying to race as clean as I can. And one shout out I want to give out to the LSRL for allowing me to name tonight's race in memory of my wife's grandparents who recently had passed away. So I was racing with a heavy heart tonight. So just glad I can come out here, race with y'all, and let you guys broadcast, and hopefully we put on a show for y'all.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic race tonight, and you did him proud. Brought home the car one piece, solidly managed race. And just want to say thank you for sharing that and sponsoring the race in their honor. And yeah, did them good for sure.
Thanks.
But yeah, appreciate it, fellas, as always. And we'll see you guys next week at the Rockingham for the playoffs.
Thanks for the broadcast. Good job, bud. Appreciate it.
And lastly, but not least, Atomic Motorsports, James Goodwin, Joseph McGill. And it looks like the pit strategy was really kind of the big thing here tonight, pitting on lap 51 and having to make the second stage a two-stopper tonight.
Yeah, that was the last second idea because the car felt awful most of the night. I think there was only one run after the first pit stop in the first stage where the car actually felt good. After that, it just felt rough, so I told Joe, I'm like, I'm already behind all the guys that are trying to pass me in points, so I got nothing to lose. I was hoping we could get that first pit. And maybe we catch a caution in between and be back up in the middle of the pack a little bit. But
all it took was James to suggest a unique, we'll say, pit strategy, and I was all in. Like, you know what? Why not? Let's see what happens.
Well, I'll be honest, it was closer than I thought it would be. A lot of guys pitted on 55, 56, and they were sputtering coming to the line. So it was really a lap or two away from guys having to make a splash and go and it being an entirely different ballgame.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I heard everyone talking at the end that they were running out of fuel as they were crossing the line, but
yeah, especially for you, James, it looked like, like you said, the car really never felt that great. It was stuck in traffic a lot. You didn't qualify terrible, right in the middle of the field. But it just looks like that draft train, being, battling 13th, 14th, 15th, just so far in line, just in that much dirty air. It looks like car never got settled.
The only time it felt good was after that first pit stop where I had a little bit of room. But anytime, like you said, when I was in dirty air, the car felt awful. At every turn, it just felt like it wanted to plow right to the outside wall. So I managed to keep it off the wall for the most part, but was not a good night overall.
Yeah, but we will wait for the official math and scoring. You might have ended up with a wild card. I'm not sure how that shakes out just yet.
Fingers crossed.
We will wait and see how it ends up. And regardless, we got 5 races left. If it ends up, that you're in, then you race for a championship. And if you're first man out, then you say, all right, we'll flush it, and we'll go try and get some wins, and we'll throw caution to the wind. We don't have no pressure the last 5 races, and go win the darn thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll be here even if I'm not in the playoffs. I'll be here just about every week. So. Trying to make something out of it. Good practice, to say the least, especially racing with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, appreciate the time, fellas, and we'll see you next week at Rockingham.
Thanks again, man. See ya.
All right, your final thoughts on tonight's race?
I think it might have been one of the better ones on the season. I mean, obviously LSRL always goes, pretty clean racing, but the finish tonight was just special. I know Schwartz with the fuel mileage win last week was also very fun. But
Yeah, 69 hundredths of a second separating the top two. Mark Whitley, 6/10 back in third. Big fall off to Randy and Mazzella. Ryan Tiller rounds out your top 10. And then, like I said, this was hardly any attrition. I feel so bad for Quisenberry because I did not see what happened between him and the 32 machine of Daniel Hashey. He said he got wheel damage, and that was it. And then, obviously, Joseph McGill having that double pit. Same thing with James Goodwin. And then Wayne Ruprecht got caught up in that fight just with a couple laps to go, so he yielded way for the leaders. But that is the 22-car field. As they finish, we'll wait for the admin announcement on who the two wild cards are. But your 10-car field, we can give you that. Mark Whitley, regular season champion, obviously. 65 points ahead of Jonathan Schwartz. Josh Thaxton comes home third. Randy Arms fourth. Nathaniel Landwehr, we rest in his presence tonight. In fifth, Samuel Demien. Sixth, William K. Price. Seventh, Michael Davis. In eighth, Jonathan Mazzella. In ninth, and Michael DeWalt takes the final spot in the playoffs on points in 10th at 180 points, 7 points ahead of Ryan Tiller, 12 ahead of James Goodwin. So in the mix off the top of my head, let's see if we can do this a little bit. Let's go to stats. See if we can do some quick math before the admin announcement. Go to average finish. Kyle Ritchie with a 10.29. And he is not in the playoffs. He did 7 races, though, but as we determined pre-race, 75% of 10 races is 7.5 races, so I imagine that'll have to be an admin decision. And then going back through further down the field, it looks like the attendance one would go to James Goodwin in a tiebreaker over Michael Davis. James Goodwin's average finish is 14.6. Michael Davis is 15. So Goodwin looks to be the attendance wild card. And if Kyle Ritchie does not get the average finish by virtue of only doing 7 races, which is technically 70% of the regular season, if you needed to do 8, then it would go to Ryan Tiller. So, we have 11 confirmed. James Goodwin is in on attendance on a tiebreaker. And the final spot will come down to an admin decision between Ryan Tiller and Kyle Ritchie. If they give him that spot, 75%. We'll see what they want by that. So that is the playoff field provisionally. Obviously, we'll wait for an official announcement. That is how it stands. We'll be back next Tuesday night for Rockingham for the first race of the playoffs. And next Monday, the Affinity Racing Series kicks off their clash. It'll be broadcasted by the Race Affinity Boys, and we'll come back the week after that for week 1 at Daytona, so be sure to stick around for that. Also got the LSRL Daytona 500 coming up. Check out the link in chat to register. And we will catch y'all next Tuesday night. Y'all take care.